As parents, our task is not an easy one, I must admit. We have the responsibility to guide our children not only to know what values are, but for them to also develop a deep commitment to the values that we have taught them, such that it becomes an integral part of their identity. There are children who are self-sacrificing, and they will not hesitate to ensure that they assist another person in need. These sacrificial acts happen automatically. They do not have to be cajoled or pushed to do them. It just emerges when the occasion calls for it, while some children wouldn't care less if another person was drowning. This makes me remember a story I read a few months ago about a group of boys who watch another boy drowning in a lake, and instead of attempting to help or even calling for rescue, they brought out their cameras and they videoed the whole episode and watched heartlessly as that child drowned. So when we insist that our children do chores in the house and help out at home, that they be respectful to us, respect their siblings and other adults and friends, and we constantly share our values with our children and let them understand why these values are important, it could help us to weave the value of a sense of responsibility for others into our children from an early age. A lot of children have gone south, not because they lacked an understanding of a sense of what's right or wrong, like I said earlier, but they caved into the negative demands of their emotions because they didn't want their friends or classmates to ostracize or call them losers. You need to help your child to manage emotions like shame, like envy or entitlement, which could be really destructive at high levels. I remember when my daughter started school. She went to the boarding school newly, and I had a conversation with her because I talk to my children quite often about sex, and I began to talk about sex education at a very young age with her and her siblings. So when she came home that first term, I had a conversation with her, and I asked her if the friends in school, if they have conversations about boys and all of that. I wanted to create conversation. I wanted to get into her world. And she told me that they talk about boys in the school, but that her friends tell her she's weird. So I asked her why the friends said she was weird. And she said that when they have those conversations, she doesn't get involved in what they are saying. So they feel that she's a weird child because she's not getting involved. And I said something to her which I say to every young person each time I have an opportunity. I told her that the ability for you to go in one direction alone when everybody is going in the opposite direction shows strength. So you should not allow somebody to cajole you to become less than who you are, to take decisions that are not in consonance with who you are just because you want to feel among, or just because you want to belong to the in crowd, which is the problem with a lot of children. So teaching moral values to our children also entails helping your child to develop the skills that they need to treat people well every day, knowing how to help others without being patronizing. You know how some people help you with a condescending attitude. They'll make you know that this help they're rendering to you, they're superior to you. So you need to be able to teach your children that. Patronizing others is a type of passive-aggressive behavior which seeks to put others in their place, even though it's usually veiled as friendliness or being reasonable. In a phrase, it could be said to be sugar-coated antagonism. So when a person is being patronizing, they subtly put you down. The sole purpose of this veiled antagonism is for them to establish superiority. So you need to be able to teach your children how to be of help to others without displaying this kind of patronizing attitude